What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video, and today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to build a realistic downtown of a Minecraft city. Now, I get a lot of questions on this channel. Hey NDV, how do I start a Minecraft city? What's the best way to start? And probably the best way to start actually constructing your city is to get your downtown done in the center of your city, and then you can keep expanding out. Now, before we get into this series, I'm going to be showing you guys an image of what we're going to be building here in this series. This is going to be a 2 to 3 part series, and we're going to be constructing the downtown area of this. Now, keep in mind, we're not going to be doing all the buildings you see in here, but we will be doing the main road, main details, and 3 to 4 apartment buildings covering the downtown. Now, this is going to, like I said, 2 to 3 part series we're going to do, so make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on farther episodes. And I hope you guys enjoy this series. So the first thing we're going to start doing is we're going to get some smooth stone slabs, and gray concrete. Light gray concrete to be exact. And what we're going to be doing with that is we're going to place a smooth stone down right here and a slab over top of it. We're going to take our light gray concrete just like this, and we're going to start laying out our road. So we're going to go out by 3, and we're going to have to get some white concrete. We're going to put a line for passing right there. We're going to go up by 1, 2, 3. Instead of doing orange, we're just going to do another one of these white lines. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, white line, 1, 2, 3, smooth stone, slab over top of it, just like this. And it's going to give it that nice, cool effect once we get that road done. You'll see here, it's going to give it a nice little effect, giving it an extra layer. So whenever you fly above, it's not so flat. You got more detail and depth into your city, which is going to look cool. Now, the next thing we're going to want to do is we're just going to want to take this design. We're going to want to take this white concrete. And we're going to go out by 3, space, 1, 2, 3, space, 1, 2, 3, space, 1, 2, 3. And pretty much, you're just going to want to do that. It's pretty simple to do. And if you're like me, I just like to make sure the white is on the inside since it's a line. So you can just, you can just put one like of these above it and just, make your road a little bit even out like this, and just like that. It's pretty simple. But pretty much what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and just take this light gray concrete. We're going to make the pattern, so make sure you go by 3. There's a lot of people who go too fast and go 3, 2, 3, 2, and it looks all messed up at the end. So make sure it's out by 3. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to take this design and we're going to go ahead and get our slabs out. You don't have to put the smooth stone down. You can just do the slabs if you really want to. But we're going to take this road, and again, this right here, this measurement is all yours. I'm going to be making the road 71 blocks long. Now, why'd you ask 71? I guess we could just do 70 if that's more simpler for you guys. We're going to make it 70 blocks long because I know there's a lot of people who like to follow the exact measurements for these tutorials. So go out by 70 blocks, make sure you count it. If it's not exactly 70, it's all good. Like this is just if you want to be exact with the tutorial. Like, you can pretty much just go on your own terms with this. But I'm going 70 blocks long, and what we're going to do next is I'm just going to go ahead and put this next part in time lapse, and I'm going to fill in the rest of this road. I just want to point out, while you're listening right now, watching me go through the time lapse, as you can probably see, I did make a mistake in my build. Now, I left a double space here where the line's supposed to be. Now, it's pretty easy to fix this mistake. It's really unnoticeable if you do this. If you accidentally mess up, just go ahead and leave a 2-block space like I did here, and barely noticeable. Now, the next thing we're going to want to do is we're just going to want to take the sidewalks out by 4. So 2, 3, 4. And then what you're going to do from there is just go ahead and take your slab and bring it out all the way to the back, and then we're just going to fill this in. And we're going to do the same thing for both sides. So out by 4 on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4. And boom, we're going to do the exact same thing on this side. So then once we got this done, we're just going to go ahead and fill the sidewalk in. What we're going to be doing is adding in the patios for the builds. Now what we're going to do is just get some deep slate bricks, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks back on each side, and we're just going to bring it just like we did with the sidewalk. And pretty much this is just going to be a patio for the people to walk on to get into the buildings. So the buildings aren't right up to the sidewalk, because most buildings in real life have a little bit of room to go back, have a little patio. And most builds on the bottom floor are usually restaurants, stores, etc. in these downtown areas. So since these are all going to be stores, we're going to have a little marketplace down here, and we're going to do the apartments over top of the builds. So it's going to be nice if we add in these patios. So like I said, we're going to go out by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're just going to bring this right around, and we're going to fill this in just like we did with the sidewalk. I'll catch you when I get this done. There we go. Now we got the patios done, which looks awesome. The next thing we got to do is streetlights. Streetlights are pretty fun to make, pretty easy, but they can be a pain sometimes. But all we're going to really need is smooth stone slabs. We're going to want to go ahead and grab ourselves some walls, aka the stone brick walls. We're going to want to go over to the lights, get some sea lanterns for ourselves, and that should be it right there. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to go on the sidewalk. Let's go up by 4, back by 1. And what we're going to do is we're going to have to place 1 smooth stone right above this. And we're going to go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks high. We're going to go 1, 2 with the smooth stone. We're going to go out by 3 with the lights. And we're going to go 1, 2, just like this. And we're going to put 1 in the back. And if you want to, you could even extend it out by 3 if you would like. Whatever looks best to you. Now for spaces, you don't want to make these too clumped together, so I would recommend leaving about a 15 to 20 block space. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So 20 block space is usually the way to go. And we're going to go up by 8 once again. Just like that one, I forgot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Up by 8. Up by 2. Back 1. Once you get the rhythm of it, it goes by fairly fast. And you want to go 1 up there, out by 3, 3 over top. There you go. And then you just want to leave 20 block spaces in between each one, and it's fairly simple to do. Important, pretty much we only need these streetlights on one side. I wouldn't put them on both sides. I usually do with bigger types of roads, but only put them on the one side of the road just because we're going to be doing something a little bit different on this side. So you can put them on any side of the road you'd like. It's all up to you. But now what we're going to do is we're going to get some grass blocks. So now what we're going to do on the left side is we're going to get some grass blocks and flowering azaleas and some bone meal. And what we're going to want to do is go in by 3 this time. And what we're going to do is just go 1, 2, 3, put the flower and azalea there, and we're just going to go ahead and bone meal it to grow. And this should look just fantastic. Now, it might be a little bit close to your road, so what you can do is just adjust the leaves just a little bit, and pretty much just like trim them up if it's a little bit like too close to the road. But I would just recommend leaving a little bit of a space. Remember, go back by 3 and make a 3 strip. There we go, like that, and boom. And that looks super good. And it's nice taking, using some of the 117 blocks for our builds. And we'll just keep doing the exact same thing. Like, look at how good that looks. Like, that is awesome. And now, if you get one that's kind of way too close to the road or just off, it's okay. They're so easy and fast to break and fix. It's just not even that big of a pain. Like, if I wanted to, since that one's facing that way, we could go ahead and re-renovate it and turn it around. But wow, I can't really complain with these trees. They look too good to be true, honestly. But that looks awesome. So we have our streetlights, some nature and trees. What you can do to spruce it up, just go ahead and place some bone meal on these grass pieces just so you give it a little bit more, detail to it. Add some flowers, some grass. It looks good. And there we go. We pretty much have our nice little roadway complete. Now it's not complete, but it's getting there. Now we get to move on to the buildings, which is going to be super fun. Now, one of the first buildings we saw is an apartment building, and what we could do here is we're gonna go ahead and get ourselves some bricks, and we're gonna go ahead and get the andesite. So bricks and andesite is our two go-to blocks. Now we're not gonna be building the entire apartment today. We're just gonna be getting the outlines done. So what we'll do is we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 blocks in, and we're gonna go ahead and build up, go out by one and just go in by one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 block high brick. I also forgot to mention to grab some clear stone as well. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get some andesite and we're gonna go back one. So we're gonna go out by 2, but we're not gonna go on the dark brick this time. So we're gonna go up by 15 again. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But we're not gonna go up by 15 this time. And with the stone, we're gonna go leave ourselves a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 block space. We're gonna go in by 1 again. We actually could just go in by 3 this time, or in by 2. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go up by 15 once again for the stone, as it's gonna be part of this build right here. Let's go up by 3, bring it up this way, just like that. And once we hit 15 blocks, I think that's 15 blocks there. There we go. So this is going to be office building, apartment building 1, and then we're going to have another one coming along this way, and then we'll do a space. So that's one room, and then we're going to have this pretty much a double, so we're going to go out by 15 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 blocks again. And for this side, you just go in by 1 this time, not out by 3, since the middle is going to be a little bit, just a little bit more detail in the middle of the build. So we're just going to go up by 15 on this side, just like that. My controller's broken, so it's a little bit sensitive with the trigger. There we go. So that's 1, 2, that's one big apartment building, but technically 3 inside of them. And there we go, it's going to look awesome. And then we're going to do another building. Now, I don't know what material we're going to use for this building. And for this build, we're going to use a cyan terracotta. And you're going to want to leave a 10 gap space because this is just going to be a little patio, aka parking lot, whenever we decide to make. And this building is going to be the largest out of all of them because the scene that we're building is leading up to this. So as we come downtown, we're going to start from the smaller buildings, slowly moving our way up to taller buildings going into the main city. That's a good tip to remember as well. So that's 15 right there. And you're going to want to pretty much make this about 30 blocks high, or not even 30 blocks high. You go about 25 blocks high, just like this. And that's about 20 blocks high. And you want to do that right there. And this one, we're just going to go ahead and do the exact same thing. We're just going to go out by 1 right here. And we're just going to bring it across just like this. Just trim it so it's even. Gotta get 1 off there. And there we go. And now we're actually going to go, you can go ahead and just do the go out by 2 as well and just build it up like this, because it kind of gives us more of a better idea of how we're gonna, like, what we're gonna do in the second episode. And if you want me to be more clear, in the second episode we're gonna get all the buildings on the left hand side done, and on the third episode we're gonna get all the buildings on the right hand side done. So now right now we're just prepping for those 2 things. So let's just go ahead and build up just like this, and we have 1 more pillar to do. Now, while we're doing this, make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe. We're almost at 15,000 subs. That would be greatly appreciated if you could do that. Perfect. There we go, and that's going to look good. And you can already see how this scene's going to build up, and that's just going to look fantastic. Now, for this side, we're not going to make the builds as close and compact. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and make a small brick building like we did on this side. But instead of going right on the corner, we're going to go in by 4 this time, just like that. And we're going to have a small brick building going up by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 blocks high for this brick building. And this brick building is going to go out, try to see where the azalea tree is right there, right from the midpoint right here. If you can't find a midpoint, just give it about 10-15 blocks, or take the midpoint of one of these. That looks about 10-15 blocks. And just go ahead and go in by 1. And actually go in by 2 this time. And we're just going to go ahead and build this up 11 blocks high like we did with the first one. And that's going to be the start of another little building on this side. Alright, now what you want to do is grab some stone bricks, and we're going to go out by about 10 blocks this time. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 blocks out, go on the 11th. And this is going to be the next build. So go in by 1, and we're going to go up by the 11, and then go 12, 13, 14, 15. Let's go 16 blocks high. We'll go 16 blocks high for this build, as it's going to be more of like a mini apartment. Now, you can make this a little bit taller if you want, but we're going to go, you know what? We're going to go 17, 18. We're going to go 18 blocks high, or even if you want to, you know, let's keep it at even number. Now, what you want to do is just go to this street lamp right here, and I know that you don't have the exact measurements for the street lamp, but go to your street lamp, or go about, again, 10, always go about 10 to 15 blocks spaces, and I'm good at eyeing these things out now, so but I know that's roughly about 10 to 15 blocks. So eye out about 10 15 blocks and just do the exact same thing on this side right here, just like I'm doing now. Now this building is going to be, it's not going to be like the big one right there. This is just going to be a singular apartment building like the first brick building we had. Let's bring that up. There we go. And now, this area right here, what we're going to do is we're actually going to have this as a little market square / park. So what we can do is just take your side, you know what? No, we'll save that for episode 3 when we get to it. But just take some grass and give it a little bit of an outline, about a 30 by 30 square, I would say, of just outline, and have that ready to go for whenever we have that as a park. But pretty much, as you can see here, this is how we're going to be setting up the city and building the builds. And I'm really excited just to start building, and episode 2 it's not going to be a long wait for episode 2, and we'll get going right away. But pretty much, as you can see here, you can already see how the city's going to start building up, the downtown area of this. It's going to look awesome. If you found this video helpful, make sure you like and subscribe. Smash that like button. Like I said, leave a comment down below if you have any questions, or join our Discord server. Follow me on Twitter for any questions as well, and I'll see you in episode 2. Peace.